You're in the rant place where I rant about whatever it is my $5 a month patrons tell me to rant about. This rant is for Red, to which he tells me to rant about Gunjy. I think all of us know an autist like Gunjy around somewhere. There's always that one guy who represents every single thing about what he hates, or at least claims to hate, but doesn't seem to acknowledge that he does those things anyway. Gunjy is a guy who runs around and tells NEETs, hikikomoris, shut-ins, all these types of people to not be who they are, to go back into society, get a job, boy, and all this other stuff. And it just seems like he's way too focused on what everyone else is doing. He's so obsessed with this idea that people aren't contributing to society, their family, or working when he's not doing it himself. He claims that mental illness is an excuse, which in some cases that is true. But when you're looking at people like hikikomori, people who are very severely mentally damaged, there's a reason why those people tend to have access to things like disability payments. The reason why is because their anxiety is through the roof, and it's going to take them time to be able to rehabilitate into society. Like, the reason they get money isn't because they're lazy and the government just gives lazy people money, because a system like that would never work. The reason why they do it is because those people are damaged mentally enough to be able to get something like neat bucks, that they aren't able to function in society enough that they qualify for it. That's why those rules are in place, is because if you've had severely traumatic experiences in your life, or you are mentally damaged enough that you just literally cannot work, that your bipolar illness makes it to where you're constantly depressed, so much so that you physically feel different, where, you can't get out of the bed because your depression is so bad and you want to kill yourself. In instances like that, energy is gone. You don't have the energy to get up out of bed and go do things. That's what a therapist is for, is to teach you how to be able to rehabilitate in society and to give you medicines that can give you more energy and make it to where you can do things. And some people are just so mentally fucked up, whether it be from having a learning disability, which literally makes a lot of people not able to do basic tasks that other people would be able to learn how to do, or their anxiety is so bad and the medicines that they've tried to take don't seem to work for it, or they work for a little bit and they don't do anything. Someone's schizophrenia is so severe that they can't. Someone's depression just seems uncurable due to traumatic experiences in their life. All of these people are just unable to work because the mental illness that they have keeps them from being able to do it. And Gunjy himself is one of these people. He has to go see the doctor every single month to get a checkup to make sure that he can still even have the neat bucks that he gets from the government. He has mental illness, which means that he can't work, and he applies for the money that means that he can't work because he can't do it, so he gets money for it. Like, it's so weird to me, the amount of arrogance and hypocrisy that you would have to be able to sit here and say, oh, look at you over here, you're not up to my standard or my code, all the while you're failing in every regard that you apply to other people. That your code that you have, your sacred code of you have to work or you're lazy, you're not even following yourself. And if he acknowledged this, instead of trying to act like this holier than thou figure that's just smarter than everybody else and just understands everything about life because he knows about working a job or something when he was 14, that now all of a sudden he can be preachy and tell everyone else what to do when all of them are experiencing similar struggles to him. Why does he have to run around and tell everyone else how to live their life when those things should not concern him? Why does it matter? Literally, why does it matter that someone is getting money from a country that he does not even live in, that he does not even pay tax dollars in, to not work when he doesn't work himself, when his mental illness is severe enough to not work himself. It isn't just hypocritical, it's a waste of time. And for all the shit that I've talked about Gunjy in this video, for all of the things that he's done wrong, I still think he can change. I still think all of us can change. It's just a matter of being able to acknowledge that what you're doing here isn't fair to the people that you're doing it to. He should be able to take a step back and realize, I am this way myself, and these other guys are in the same situation. By shitting on them, all I'm doing is just projecting my own problems onto them and then getting mad because of it. That never does anybody any good. He has the ability. He has the ability to be a better guy if he just sits down and says, I made a mistake and I'm not going to do it again. I can think of countless times in which I've fucked up and said terrible things to my friends, but then I took a step back and I admitted what I did wrong and I didn't do it anymore. It seems like Gunjy is just in this cycle of reading through the internet and constantly being connected, shitting on people, and having these conversations with cancerous folks, when what he really should be doing is trying to find meaningful friendships that can help him move out of the situation that he's in, or if he doesn't want to move out of it, to just accept that he is that way and to not punish other people for being the same way. Everyone has the potential to do this if they just try hard enough. You can admit it. You can admit that you fucked up and that you're not doing the right thing. But I don't think Gunjy is willing to have the humility to do that. I'd be totally willing to forgive him myself, to just be friends with him. I don't care. He's probably done some worse things based on what I've heard. I don't care. He should be able to be exonerated for those things and to try and be a better person if that's the path he goes down, and if he tries. I just don't think that he's going to, and that's the really tragic thing about the internet, is that you get stuck in this feedback loop of shitting on other people who are exactly the same as you because you're projecting your own hatred of yourself onto them. You find people who just want to be friends with them, and then the moment that they say, I'm a NEET, or I'm a Hiki, or I get NEET bucks, he freaks out on them and says, go get a job, you lazy asshole. Go be a productive member of society, whatever the hell that means.